the Kings and the Flyers early on in the game. Janecyk makes the save, is bumped incidentally there. No real contact by Peter Zezel. Janecyk takes off on him with the stick. Zezel takes exception, and Janecyk gets a 5-minute major in that game for slashing. So the penalty from Brian O'Neill in the NHL, a 5-game suspension.
And take another look at what happened.
Oh, now that was a better chop than the first one, Janecyk after Zezel. And Zezel had his hands up protecting him. And there's Kennedy coming in, grabbing a hold. There's England jumping in. Now you're going to see all the rest of the 7 or 8 players getting into it. Here they
going on in the net. Janecyk and Zezel. Now everybody gets involved.
A lot of the LA Kings running back in to help their goaltender, Bob Janecyk. And if we, kind of a misunderstanding there, Peter Zezel was trying to get in real quick. And as he rushed around the right defenseman, he lost his balance and ran straight into Bob Janecyk. And Janecyk, I thought he'd take a run at him. Right there, here's the shoot, and here's Zezel going. He loses balance, kind of bumps into Janecyk, cuffs him. Now watch Janecyk chop him with a stick. Zezel says, wait a minute, we're going to have a little discussion about this. And then it starts, and you're going to see everybody, Zezel taking Janecyk into the net, and all of a sudden, everybody gets into it.
Tell you what happened. Last night, Torrey Robertson in Hartford took a run at Janecyk and roughed him up a little bit. He had to leave the game with back spasms late in the game, got the win. But I think as soon as he was bumped by Zezel, he went right at him. But the use of that stick, he just used it like a sledgehammer, like an axe at Zezel.
Most goaltenders, they know they've got a big goal stick like that. It's got a lot more weight and force behind it. He chopped him on the arm, on the elbow pad, trying to maybe get him between the elbow pad and the shoulder pad to let him know he didn't want any more. Then when Zezel came back at him, he says, I'm not taking any chances, and we're going with it again.
Pat Quinn checking things out, waiting for the announcement from referee Kerry Fraser, who's over at the official scorers table. Peter Zezel is already in the penalty box. Someone will have to serve for LA for the penalty being assessed to the goaltender Bob Janecyk.
One of the things, Sam, we're going to have to be concerned about is there going to be a third man in? Is this going to be considered an altercation between Janecyk and Zezel? And if there's a third man in, and from which team? Who's somebody from Philadelphia jump in to help Zezel, or did somebody from Los Angeles jump in to help Janecyk?
A look at number 16, Kennedy. Dave Taylor, the captain, and Dave Poulin, respective captains, standing by to hear the word from referee Kerry Fraser. 19:07 to go in the first period.